ain't talking about no bedtime. The truth is not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media, and I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines. Smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine, but the carnal mind is foolish. Obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out. Stop it, I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second itch to me just to be this out honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? Few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out.
Hello. Welcome everybody to the 509 Divine Pies podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Daniel Pena, and alongside me, we have Big Perm. Hey, how you doing, my dude? Yo,
What's good, man? Good to see you.
microphone, you got
My
to
bad, I
mute.
turned the mic off.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Hey, so we got Friday night news session for all of you. I'm doing pretty great too, and I hope everybody out there is doing well, just like we are. We feel great over here in the West Coast all day on the best smoke. Yes, sir. So, what you guys need to do is like, subscribe, share, and tell your friends, tell your dogs to kick right back and listen to some cool episodes. My dog's right here enjoying it alongside with me. And cheers everybody. Cheers. So what we got, what we got right here, man. Look at this. I'm a big cannabis guy. I'm a big proponent of all of this that is going on in the nation and in the world. People are finally realizing the truth. People are coming to the movement. And so, over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of institutions and a lot of push between legislations and different, let's say politicians, to show the medical side of cannabis. And overnight, I think over this week, the feds released 250 pages of redacted documents on marijuana rescheduling recommendations, and they pretty much detail cannabis's medical value, which is pretty amazing. I think that there is a definite, you know, I would say, perversion of Hollywood and how they put cannabis users, they try to make them seem really bad, and then the hip hop scene they make them seem really bad, and it leads to other drugs, and sometimes in the movies they make them seem bad, but no, like way before all that, there was a medical side to it, and it's coming back to light, and we're here along for the ride. I'm not sure if this is the best time in history or the worst time in history, but for for now, it's quite an amazing ride. Well, how do you feel about cannabis, Big Perm?
Back in the day, I was kind of against the legalization of it. I bought into the propaganda of it being a gateway drug to other shit. And the more I learned about the propaganda of the news media and everything, and became more of a, I don't like to call myself a libertarian, but more of a anti-government person, and I realized that the laws are swayed in a way to, hurt the underclass people, I would say, especially like the 94 crime bill was swayed to put black people in prison at a abnormal rate. So like they made a tiny like bit of crack have a much larger sentence than a boatload of coke. We all know what the stereotypical cocaine user is versus the stereotypical crack user. And I realize that these laws aren't helping anybody. If you get a felony for drug possession, you're not going to be contributing to society because it's harder for you to get a job once you get out of jail or whatever. So I'm more on the side of legalizing everything and, offering assistance to those who have issues instead of throwing them in a cage. So I'm down with it all. I don't recommend everybody do everything, but it is what it is. We're all grown ups.
Right here, it says the documents were posted online Thursday by attorneys Shane Pennington and Matt Zorn, co-authors of the blog on drugs. Zorn previously submitted a request under the FOIA to obtain records. In response to the FOIA, HHS reviewed 252 pages of records, releasing just 2 pages of the entirety. Another 236 were redacted in part, while 14 pages were withheld completely. All the released documents are embedded at the end of the article. This article right here. It is on marijuanamoment.com. The current review is largely focused on modern scientific considerations on whether marijuana has a currently accepted medical use and the new epidemiological epidemiological data related to the abuse of marijuana in the years since the 2015 HHS evaluation of marijuana under the CASA's 8-factor analysis. Well, I do think that, over the last 100 years, and I've said this a lot on my podcast, that, there's been this huge push to destroy holistic medicine, and with that, cannabis is, part of that, and they've kind of taken it out of, everybody's gardens, everybody's books, everybody's teachings, and, kind of just rewash history, a Mandela effect that people, like, rewrote history, and I mean, they can't rewrite everything for long, but
Now I'm
they
there. I'm
try to
with you
just
there
like
100%. They definitely don't want us to heal ourselves naturally. All they want us to do is get on pharmaceutical drugs and stay on the pharmaceutical drugs. I've found the older I get, the more natural things I find that I can take and I feel better immediately. And I used to take things like Prilosec for heartburn and Advil for a headache or whatever. I don't take any of that stuff anymore, and I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. If I get a little cold or whatever, I just I take I make a mixture of like turmeric and um black pepper and coconut water, and I blend it all together with like some pineapple or whatever. And I drink that shit for a couple days and take some vitamin D and and NAC and some zinc, and I feel fucking great within a day or two.
yeah, man. I remember back in the day whenever I'd be sick and the doctors or anyone else would give me some pills or some of this medicine, these cough syrups or anything. Yeah, they'll leave me funny, leave me like feeling clogged up, leave me feeling like really down and depressed. But compared to when I would be uh, drinking smoothies or eating some type of healthy foods, I would definitely feel invigorated and I would be healed. So it'd like get the same effect, but I wouldn't feel that down and dirtiness through the pills. And that goes into the DNA, it goes into the bloodstream, it goes and destroys a lot in our body. Um, and over time, I do think that this is a play on the minority. I mean, what was done was a rules for thee and not for me. They could go ahead and get away with it. They can, as a lot of these uh agencies would take the drugs, and who knows what they would be doing with them. And half the time, if it was part of their families, they would just overlook it. They would just let him go, not even um go after him. But definitely try to restrict the minority. What was that whole thing? It was marijuana madness that some of the
Reefer
white
madness.
lawmakers, reefer madness. They got some of the white politicians in the South were getting mad that the Mexicans and the Africans were getting all the white women high and dancing and having a good time with the cannabis, and like, all right, that was. I'm not sure if that was propaganda or if that was truth. Sounds like truth.
Well, you mentioned rules for thee and not for me, and if it's their family, they let it slide or whatever. And I have the perfect article headline to go with that. It's a Hunter Biden versus Elon Musk. First crackhead talks trash during Moby damage control podcast. And it's a headline with if or sublined, if you needed any more evidence, we're in the most entertaining timeline imaginable, or this is all a simulation. Hunter Biden has now picked a fight with Elon Musk. And basically, it's saying that following Hunter's multiple felony tax charges that hit Thursday night, less than a week before Hunter's scheduled closed door testimony in front of congressional investigators, Biden sat down with musician Moby for an interview which appears to have been taped prior to the new charges, but was released on Friday. Yes, the same Moby who claimed in 2018 that the CIA asked him to spread the Trump Russia hoax on the same day WAPO buried the story 6 ways from Sunday. While discussing Elon Musk, Hunter began projecting ranting, suggesting that the political sphere is some kind of game to Musk, who is culpable for spreading misinformation about him. So we've all seen what's on Hunter's laptop. I don't think it's any secret at this point, except for if you're on the left, then you still pretend that it doesn't exist. But yeah, I just thought that really fit what you were saying about the drug thing. This guy's still parading around like he can get away with anything
Is
when we
this
all
part
see
of what
smoke
I'm reading
crack
right
a
here?
million
Top 10
times.
headlines the media didn't tell you this week. Hunter Biden has been indicted in California on 9 charges.
Yeah, why don't you run through those?
Wow. Yeah. I do hear. Yeah. Okay. So number 9 would be federal judge dismisses case to remove Trump from Arizona's 2024 presidential ballot. Number 8, Facebook and Instagram enable child sexual abuse trafficking companies boycotting X have ads on both. Speaker Mike Johnson tells the Biden administration no new funding for Ukraine without an audit. Number 6, French farmers sprayed manure on government buildings in protest of taxes and regulations meant to put them out of business. Hey, they've been doing this for a minute, and I ain't gonna lie,
Hell yeah,
that's
we should
funny.
do that here.
Number 5, Senator Rand Paul says he will he says he will debate the merit of sending our troops overseas. Number 4, University of Pennsylvania president told to resign by the board of Penn for refusing to condemn the genocide of Jews. Jeez. Number 3, according to Arizona sheriff, illegal immigrants are being handed $5,000 Visa gift cards, cell phones, and plane tickets. Number 2, Elon Musk to bring Alex Jones back to X after Tucker Carlson interview exposed what the establishment media CIA have done to him. CIA have been targeting, I would say, 6% of American families for sure. Number 1, Biden administration's defense secretary threatens to send U.S. families to fight in Ukraine if we do not send more aid.
That's fucking
Ooh,
great.
yeah. So
Why don't you send Hunter?
this is pretty devastating. Yeah.
I had an article related
Let's
to
see.
one
I
of
think I
those.
had. something else on that, if not the new membership. Okay, so, can drop it in the link, that way in the private chat, that way I can pull it up.
Cool.
So, guys, like, subscribe, share, and, go check out Big Perm. Big Perm, where's your social? What's your social? Do you have any socials that you can shout out?
Permnation.com. That'll take you to the Union of the Unknown's link tree, and you can find all of our links there. And I'm most active on Twitter at
Alright,
Permnation.
alright. So, if Alex Jones returns to Twitter while there's live streaming available, then there's gonna be so much pouring over on Twitter.
Yeah, I guess he could drop all his InfoWars videos right on there.
Yes, sir. And Elon Musk made it super secure, didn't he? Or is he making it super secure? Elon Musk,
I don't know. I
quote
haven't
X
messed around
user
with any of
says
the
permanent
videos on
ban
there.
should be extremely rare. Yeah, that's good. I wish I got like I'm not sure if it's permanently banned, but I'm receiving multiple bans on Snapchat. They just hate me. It's been like this for years, and yeah, Snapchat needs to take note of what Elon Musk's doing. Quit banning
I'm
people.
I'm surprised
Elon
you
Musk has been
posted a
one of a
show to
possibility of
to
reinstating the
YouTube
account
and
of the
not
conspiracy
like
theorist.
all the RSS feeds.
Oh yeah, I'm still working on that. I'm not too computer savvy extremely. I'm not like a media guy, but I'm working on it. I'm learning.
I think I can get us some help to get that out there in an easy way
All right, let's go ahead and talk about that
for sure.
another time. But for sure, that sounds great. So, Alex Jones been banned off social media for about like I don't know, I think 6, 7 years now or something like that. He was one of the first ultra banned people, and people got to realize if he was really a problem, he would have been banned like the first couple years. But he was on air for about like 20 years at that point. He had his own website. He was making millions. At some point, I think some of his programs would had more viewers than some of the actual dish companies and cable companies programs, which is absolutely insane. His radio program had more viewers and more listeners than his daily broadcast and his weekly broadcast, dropping truth bombs and dropping interviews with guests from around the world and, Freemasons or military generals or whistleblowers or chemical lab specialists, makers, or, you know, all those sorts of things, things that you would never hear. Um, you know, uh, some people some people think that he's part of the plan. Some people hate him. Personally, I think that he's spread a lot of knowledge and wisdom. Um, this goes beyond any conspiracy theorists. This goes like his actual, fact checking. If you walk in and listen to like a Alex Jones episode, you will you will hear so many fact checks, and it's very interesting, to go about it, because a lot of times in your normal broadcast, people just or your normal talk shows, a lot of people just like say shit, they're just saying shit. They're not, a
Yeah,
lot of
the
it's like pointless shit, but Alex Jones always had a point to it.
unfortunately my only gripe with InfoWars and the Alex Jones show is nowadays, because he's been so banned from everything, that you have to listen to 5 minutes of ads every 5 minutes of content, and it's a little rough to get through an episode to get the actual like news you want to hear.
Yeah, Infowars is definitely in a rough patch right now. I think maybe Twitter might be its next evolution because Elon Musk clearly said that he wants to turn it into a media platform where they can post videos and all this. It's gonna be like a YouTube or something similar. It's gonna be interesting for sure over the next few years. 2024, we're definitely gonna see Elon Musk drop all these updates. And we're gonna see his face and he's gonna be like, ha 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 ha. Oh, this is cool. I didn't know this could do this. Yeah, fucking.
He's definitely an interesting dude. Strange dude.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's cool. He's smart, but it's just like he's very quirky. You know, and, uh, and and he plays dumb a lot.
Well, he really is just a
It's
rich
just
kid that
it's
was
funny.
able to
But
buy up
let's go to
anything he
points in
was
this.
interested in and kind of erase history, making it seem like he invented everything, but realistically, all the stuff that he's known for was invented by other people and he bought it up and then rebranded it.
You say Alex Jones was a rich kid?
Nah, Elon.
Oh, Elon Musk. Oh yeah. I think both of them are rich kids.
Well, that could
Yeah,
be.
I
I don't
mean,
know Alex Jones'
Elon
background.
Musk is probably just a little bit richer.
Well,
Elon,
I'm just
yeah,
saying, what getting at is that people credit Elon with like inventing PayPal and inventing Tesla and all that, and he didn't invent any of it. He just bought up the
it was and
companies and then rebranded things and erased the history of like who really was behind all that stuff in the first place.
like Bill Gates,
No, just
pretty much.
like normal people that uh that started PayPal and started Tesla
No, I
before
meant
they
like
had
no, that's
those
not what I
names.
meant. I meant like Bill Gates did with
Oh yeah, yeah,
Microsoft.
yeah, yeah. Yes, absolutely. Bill Gates' mom worked
Yeah,
for IBM and he got the software from
he got
IBM
handed
and
everything.
yeah, absolutely.
Not even that, he also stole it from that partner, pretty much. Still have to work. So, in this article, it says, Twitter is worth a whopping 44 billion, and to note, that's probably one of the largest companies in the world. And if Elon Musk brings over guys like Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, and the whole gang, yeah, it's gonna be a problem. They're gonna definitely have an edge out in the world. Elon Musk is like this mastermind. I don't support a lot of the stuff that he does, but there's some stuff that we need to just take note of as far as like just the way society works. I guess nowadays how money works. Money rules the world, right? I guess. I mean, God rules the world. God rules us, and money rules the world. Yeah, I guess. All right, moving forward. So, all right, Pelacaras, man. You hear a lot about that? You know about them?
Repeat that?
Have you the Pelacaras? Do you know much about them? Have you heard about them? The aliens, the face eaters, the face peelers over there in Peru?
Oh, I have heard of some kind of aliens in Peru, but I never heard that term. So, how do you say that?
Pelacaras.
Pelacata? Yeah, I heard something
Yeah.
about aliens
Pela
in Peru, but
Pelacaras.
okay, I see it now. Pelacaras. No, yeah, I don't know a
Uh,
whole lot about it, but I
yeah.
did hear about
So,
aliens in Peru, and people were like terrified.
all right. Yeah, not oh, this isn't yeah. Let's go ahead and show an update a little bit. So I believe this is just a video posted over the last month or so, and so this article is just within the last month. Uh, I mean, this has been happening all summer. Daily Mirror and the Sun just reported that residents and officials in San Antonio de Ventura, in the Amazon rainforest region of Loreto, Peru, were attacked by a 7-foot face-peeling creatures. Villagers have cleared the areas of the rainforest in an attempt to find the alleged creatures. There were reports that attempted to debunk these claims that were stating the creatures were cartel members, gold mining with jetpacks. The footage of investigative journalist Timothy Alberino's interview with the 15-year-old girl who claims she was attacked by the alleged creatures was attached to the news report. I began to report on this story in October. As I said, in October, there are new reports of these people called Pelacaras appearing almost daily. So let's listen in for 3 minutes.
That is extremely traumatized. This girl.
Trembled for probably a good 2 minutes. The assailants because they were very tall. So, what happened to Talia? What happened to this young lady is that one night, one evening, she was picking fruit from her tree, and this was right after dusk, so it just got dark. She's picking fruit from the tree. She's knocking the fruit down with this long stick, and the fruit falls to the ground. Talia proceeds to bend over and pick up the fruit that fell to the ground, and there are under the tree there are some dead leaves, and suddenly she feels this gust of wind behind her, and the leaves she notices rustle. She goes to pick up the fruit. She feels this gust of wind, and the leaves are rustling a little bit on the ground, and so she looks behind her, and what does she see? She sees a person coming up the hill, because the backyard is kind of a little gully. It's forested. There's some jungle there between the other houses. So it's this little gully. We have it on film. And she sees this guy, this person, this thing coming up the hill, almost as if he's surfing on one of these and he comes up the hill and he lands next to her and then immediately grabs her. He seizes her from behind and he places his hand over her mouth. So he's got her from behind and he's got his hand over her mouth so she can't. These guys coming on another platform up the hill and lands and positions himself in front of her and grabs her leg. So now these Pelacaras, face peelers, one behind her with a hand over the mouth, and the other has her legs. The description she gave me, what everybody else was saying to us. They were dressed head to foot in black body armor. She even described the body armor in greater detail than anyone else. She described how it was on the forearms and on the shins, and the chest was some sort of like a metallic, and they were wearing these helmets, these large helmets, elongated helmets. I covered the entirety of their faces. So the very same description that everybody else gave to us, this is what Talia encountered. They were very tall. One of them, which she calls the gringo, was taller than me. The other, I think she said, was about my height, if I recall. That one I dubbed the Peruvian. The reason why is because, according to Talia, these individuals spoke Spanish.
Yo. This is very interesting. You know, people are wondering right here because in 2020 there was a movie that came out called Monster Man, set in a remote jungle village featuring a military black op with a face-peeling robot. It's yes, very interesting. I remember this movie. I watched it. It goes even further that our government is actually taking this very serious. Uh, ooh, I shouldn't have. Well, yes, there's actually a flight warning that our government issued. It's pretty serious. Let's see if I think I just X'd out of it. So, um, the American government sent out a warning to Peru and the surrounding areas of those regions, and they actually, I think they put it at level 4, or level 5, which is probably the highest, saying that we shouldn't go over there. Um, it's it is pretty fascinating. We don't hear too much about it. Uh, Peru warning, I would assume. Hold on one moment. So I think that the world's governments have no other choice um, but to start coming out about these things. That's why we're seeing a push from our government, um, and not just our government, but governments around the world. All right. Well, I'll just show you guys straight from my Twitter feed. Um, what do you say on this, Big Perm? Do you have anything to add on any of this?
I don't know, man. I heard people talking about it a few times, but
Are you muted?
it shouldn't be. You hear me?
Well, I mean, like in general, what do you think about all of these aliens and UFOs? That's just, I mean, the whole topic that's coming around.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
You a firm
It's just
believer in all of this?
no. I think it's a bunch of propaganda. To be honest with you, why would it just Why would the government just randomly decide to start talking about stuff, but never go into any of the history of like Area 51 or
Well, I
any of
mean,
that
but
kind of
like
stuff?
the rest of the world has been talking about this. The rest of the world has been talking about this for ages. So it's not
Well,
just like
everybody has.
something
I'm not
new
saying I
that
don't
like
believe in
humanity is
aliens.
talking
I'm
about.
saying I don't believe this new push what David Grush came out and started talking about what he heard about the aliens, even though it was like all hearsay and everything. He's some
Well, it's
supposed
not just him.
whistleblower
It's
or
like
whatever.
Avi Loeb, and there's a whole bunch of other scientists out there who are actually coming forth. It's not just him. He's taking the
But
whole limelight away from the real
but
guys.
people have
You
been
know,
talking
um,
about
eh,
aliens forever. I mean, I listen to old Coast to Coast episodes from the 90s, and people were calling as employees of, you know, those organizations talking about aliens and everything. It's not new stuff. It's just now the government decided we're gonna send some guy or two out there to like I don't know, maybe it's like a Project Blue Beam start or something like that. I'm not
maybe
saying
it's
I
just
don't
like
believe
a
in
split of half
aliens.
and half. What if it's just a mix of half and half, where there's real aliens and then there's a whole bunch of propaganda, like fakeness, or like diversiveness.
Sure, I mean,
Maybe just a split of half
so
and half. I
in the
do think
grand
both
scheme of
sides could
things,
be possible.
I would like if I'd say if we live on a spinning ball in an infinite universe with many other planets and many other galaxies, there has to be another planet similar to ours that has life forms, many other planets similar to ours that have life forms, some of them probably behind us and some of them way ahead of us that are probably going to explore and come see us. Now, what I will say is I don't necessarily not subscribe to something like a simulation theory or multi dimensions or unlimited, was it everything everywhere all at once, where there's unlimited universes, or was it the
The movie.
multiverse? Yeah, the multiverse, so where like
Right. I hear that.
these people might be, or these things might be interdimensional and not flying over here on a mechanical spaceship from a galaxy far,
That
far
is a theory
away.
that these entities are just hopping through time portals. I kind of have that one. I wonder if that's the case with Thunderbirds, where in certain locations, these mystical birds just like appear out of nowhere. You know, I mean, from what I see, dimensions and time and space, it gets very confusing. But
It definitely gets confusing.
but it can be altered. Uh, it can be very altered to the point where, yeah, like scientists are just realizing time travel is real, and our ability to uh go through the dimensions in a different way than we thought it was ever possible. When the ancients would say the same things through their stargates, and that there was all these different things flying around us that we could see, and that we're hopping through, space and earth, and the underworld, and there is all these other things around us. Um, You know, it's just like I guess some of it is being manipulated against us for sure. But some of it's real. Well, I don't know what these pelacaras are, if they're man made or if they're aliens or what they are, but right here. So what we got, the U.S. State Department has issued a travel advisory update for Peru, specific to the areas we've seen the pelacaras activity. So they say notably they moved the Loreto region to the highest level do not travel warning. It says Colombian Peruvian border area in the Loreto region is a level 4 do not travel at all. It says other criminal activity with poor infrastructure, drug trafficking, and the ineffectiveness, I guess, of the Peruvian law enforcement. The U.S. government has limited ability to provide emergency services over there. And if you want to have advanced permission, you need that, I guess, to contact the U.S. government to travel across the border. And then it's also the valley of Pumarak, Ene, Montaro rivers, and includes areas within the departments of the Ayua, Cuachua, Cusco, Huanacaveleca, and Junin have a level 4 do not travel. Remnants of the Shining Path terrorist group are active in the Ram. The group may attack with little or no warning. Sheesh. Terrorist groups are still out there. But yeah, this is a real article. So I go to here, travelstate.gov link, and it's an official government link. Um, Pretty interesting. You guys see it? Pops up. This was updated on November 15th. It says all of Peru says currently U.S. government personnel cannot travel freely through Peru for security reasons. Be aware of your surroundings. Monitor local media for breaking events and adjust your plans as needed. Enroll in the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program to receive alerts. Follow the Department of State on Facebook, the U.S. Embassy on Facebook. Review the U.S. Embassy webpage. Review the county security report for Peru. Prepare the contingency plan for emergency situations. Run for your life. Nah, last one is run for your life. Did not say that, but it should pretty much. I guess it's getting pretty serious over there, dude.
Yeah, it sounds kind of weird.
I don't think that's propaganda. You know what I mean? Yeah, this sounds pretty serious.
But I just feel
You
like
know, I always found it
everybody
interesting.
with
Like,
cell phones
why
nowadays,
were the rumors that Hitler went over there to South America?
with
You
Argentina.
know, Hitler went over there to South America, not just for yeah, right. I mean, that's like still kind of close to Peru, you know, just a little bit far off. Like, I mean, I just wonder what the real reason was, because he was closer to the aliens or something, or what? Probably, from what I hear.
But I mean, the official story is Hitler killed himself in a bunker, and
What were you gonna say?
the other Nazis disappeared to Argentina. But I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago they tested the body that was supposed to be Hitler, and it was actually female. So I'm pretty sure we all know that Hitler went to Argentina with the rest of his buddies.
Well, you know, around the same time, the CIA had actually released a document, you know, showing that they had some proof and they had some help to put Hitler over in Argentina, or they had like some spy report. Uh,
I'm not aware of that.
you know,
I'm
so
not surprised.
what I want to play though right here next up, guys, is this kid. Is this kid right here is getting a lot of backlash for what people are saying is a transphobic song. Let's listen. His name's Toby James.
Can you turn the volume up?
I can't. Yo, so the audio wasn't that great because of the recording that was being played. Um, hey, go check it out though. Toby James, I guess. Pretty sweet, man. What you think?
Yeah, I didn't really hear what was going on.
Oh man. All right. Well, it's reposted on my Twitter.
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah,
if for the
I
audio
already looked it
issues
up.
on that part.
I'm gonna check it out after the show.
All right. So we got some news articles we're just gonna be running through now. I think for a little bit. Squid Games, the challenge winner, Mai Wayland, still hasn't received her nearly 5 million prize from Netflix that she was supposed to be awarded to in February when the show finished. New Mexico has sued Meta and Mark Zuckerberg for allegedly enabling child sex abuse material to be distributed. Ooh, man. Yeah. And Disney is probably running a lot of ads with them. And we all have been hearing about this, but P. Diddy's former bodyguard alleged he stopped P. Diddy from beating Cassie multiple times. Also claimed she wasn't the only one that happened to have this done, and he was sick of having to cover up everything he did. Um, so all right, guys, the P Diddy and Cassie stuff gets really wild. Cassie came out with reports that over 15 to 20 years, P Diddy pretty much, he got her into the industry, promised her a lot of fame and parties and drugs and glory. Promised to make her his girlfriend or whatever. Um, but it goes on later in the relationship that P. Diddy is, pimping her out to male escorts, drugging her up, she's just like high out of her mind. He's beating her whenever she disobeys him. Um, he's leaving marks on her. Whenever she talks to other guys, he would punish her. There's those videos of P Diddy with Justin Bieber, and there's the rumors with Usher. Not the I don't even think the rumors. I think it's proof now. P Diddy had made that book on adrenochrome. Um, well, the speculation is that P Diddy's like kind of like bisexual or gay, one of them. But what he would also have done is that reportedly P Diddy has a mansion over there in Florida, um, and there was a adult film star who had just came out, male escort who had just came out, saying that a lot of these allegations were true, and I think adding more, and that or had put some type of stamp of approval on this, where it was questioned if P Diddy was watching male escorts bang Cassie, and it's very, very cruel and gruesome. Like ideas. It's this dude P Diddy, like one of the world's richest dudes, caught up in this like dark, twisted fantasy, this dark life. What people say is that they sell their soul to the devil and like they lose it, and they're on these drugs and they're on the blood, they're literally lost, and so they act vigilant, they act wild, completely berserk, completely power hungry, completely demonic, and that's what people were saying was happening with Diddy. That he lost. He's definitely um it wasn't just Cassie. There's multiple reports from multiple people, guys and girls. It's pretty wild, you know, to hear that half the industry just kind of hates Diddy. Um, oof, dude,
Yeah,
crazy.
I'd say this all allegedly, but supposedly he'd have Cassie hire the blackmail prostitutes and cover herself in oil while he filmed, and he'd call it freak out parties, and basically he would just like sit on sidelines and watch.
Yeah, he was a major cuck. That's what they call him, a cuck, right? And then, where a guy gets turned on by watching another guy have sex with his
Yeah, I guess
wife.
so.
So twisted, dude.
Funny thing about Diddy, recently,
I look, man. Whenever I have a girlfriend, I get mad when another guy even looks at my wife
yeah, I feel it.
or my girlfriend. I like, uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I am
I
when I am dating. I'm single right now, but like,
I
yeah.
listened to a podcast recently, and it was about the whole Tupac and Biggie murders and everything. And the gist of it was that Biggie wasn't the target the day he was gunned down, and that the car that Diddy was in, they said to run the red light, and they did, and that he was the actual target, and Biggie's car stopped at the light, and he ended up getting gunned down, but Diddy was the actual target.
So Diddy and Suge were kicking it, and Diddy, Suge, and Pac were all kicking it,
Nah, this is
and they were like following
Biggie
each other to a
when
party or
Biggie got
something.
when Biggie got gunned down.
Oh,
Not
Biggie, my bad,
yeah.
my bad, Biggie. I think it's Pac. My bad. Okay. Oh man. Okay.
And that's crazy that
Yeah, I
so
didn't. I didn't
they
hear
brought
about
in
that.
Keefy D recently for the Tupac thing, but Suge
Right.
said that Orlando Brown, I think it was, and Keefy D, neither one of them were the ones that gunned them down, even
Oh
though
yeah,
that's
dude.
who the
Keep
cop.
D, bro. Keep D. He's. I think he's like an informant, or he's like a paid snitch, or like a cover up story. He's taken to the
He's
scapegoat.
something.
Um, definitely. Nah, man. I think that because it's like he's rocking with that whole West Coast crew, like, with the old Snoop Dogg crew and all them old dudes. And you know what's fishy about that is Snoop, got off with the murder case, but you hear more about Snoop and
Mhm.
like Snoop some shady dude, Snoop and Dre and all them, where they're like, closet homosexuals, and they're all doing like some crazy party stuff, and they're doing all crazy cover ups. It's pretty wild, and they're running throughout that like Crip gang, and keep these part of that, right? Where they're like just they want to take the cover. They don't want people to know exactly what happened. So they're like, all right, people are getting onto it too much. We need to take
See,
the cover.
in, in my head, personally, I don't know if any of them have anything to do with it. I think
Then
maybe the feds had something to do with taking out Pac, but that's
yeah,
just my own speculation.
yeah, because what I might get I hate for saying this, but it's really that Zionist, like, Kabbalist type of infiltration in Hollywood. We know these bankers and these media owners and these music label owners, and they all run into the same parties, right? These very secretive parties, these Bohemian Grove, or these um,
The eyes
very
wide shut type of shit.
yeah, the Templar parties, or whatever they do with their dances and, robes and all that. Yeah, these rich men. They're all making hit lists, right? For these rappers. I think I said this before, and then in the new I'm not sure if it was on this podcast, but I've been saying this on that new Gen V uh season on HBO. They referenced something about the FBI creating um a list for rappers, and trying to take them out, infiltrating rap and trying to like take them out, figure out which ones are the best, and who are the most hip hop, while thus promoting um some of the darker hip hop musicians. There was a lot there's a
Well,
lot of
and that's my
musicians.
opinion. I don't believe that culture is natural. I think that culture is cultured. It is created. It's whether it be gangster rap or the hippie culture of the 60s and 70s, or today's drill rap where they're literally rapping about killing each other and going and doing it. I think culture is created. I don't think it's a natural thing. And it seemed that Tupac was out to ch- change things for the better, I think.
Yeah, he was trying to make it more passive compared to what it was with NWA. I think culture is definitely a two-sided coin. You know, they've got natural culture and unnatural culture. You got an artificial life and a natural life. And Tupac was definitely trying to push more of like maybe the natural emotions and you know how to overcome all that. And they definitely didn't like you know he was trying to lead a change compared to these violent rappers who get pushed onto the scene. There's a lot of interviews out there with people like you know, these rap labels are like 50 Cent, Takashi, you know, whole bunch of other rappers out there where they constantly say this. You hear this all the time. Um, they're like, yeah, man, like the rap label's fucked up where, you know, you're not people can't just get in unless they like really sell themselves out, you know. And it's like you don't hear this unless it's the people who are really on the you know, other side of, like, Hollywood, right? And, it's true, right? You know, typically, Hollywood is they want their one image, and if these other people don't play within it, then they get taken out. But I think I mean, I hope all of that's kind of, getting pushed out to the side. We are seeing so so much more, I guess, opportunities elsewhere you know, for people to be, uh, you know, given their respect.
Yeah, I mean, like,
So, right here, Kim Jong Un started crying on national television because people are not having enough babies. This is, hey man, I've been saying this for a long time. Like, hey, there's a worldwide epidemic ever since 2020, increase in abortion, increase in divorce rates, increase in like false pregnancies and fertility issues, you know, so decrease in fertility, you know, it's gonna turn worse if people don't care. A lot of people don't care anymore. And the world is feeling it, you know, like this isn't just an American stat, the world is feeling it. But also next, Dr. Phil, anybody remember this? I don't remember this at all. Dr. Phil exposes FBI politicians, celebrities off in a child sex trafficking. So Dr. Phil had worked on a 20-minute, well, it was like an hour long, who knows, maybe 30-minute. It's like an interview with a child sex trafficking victim. And Dr. Phil and his team had investigated the story for 4 months, and they, you know, confirmed everything that she was saying. And this, I listened to a little bit of it, and it's honestly pretty brutal. I do not want to listen to all of it all or everything. And you know, so it says Kendall detailed how she and other children and babies were transported to major sporting events such as Super Bowl and the Olympics and were trafficked to wealthy elite clients. She said she and the other victims were brutally raped and tortured so bad that they often were left with physical injuries such as broken ribs. Kendall said she was flown in private jets and taken to mansions and private islands. When the children weren't being abused, she said they were kept underground in cages. She said that some of the clients would buy her and the other children to play twisted hunting games. For example, some of the clients would hunt her and the other children in a fashion similar to human hunting games depicted in films such as Hunger Games and Hostile Games. Oh man, dude, I've heard that before. That you know, there's these human hunting parties, and that um, it's yeah, pretty crazy. So this is by Liz
what was that?
Crokin over on
Surviving the
Twitter,
Game, I
and
think,
she
was the movie about that.
I have
And
no
then
idea about the movie.
a more funny one is The Pest.
Oh, I have heard about that, but I never still haven't watched either of them.
Oh, you gotta watch The Pest. The Pest is hilarious. Leguizamo,
Who's it have?
John Leguizamo.
Okay.
It's the best. Basically, he ends up on some island that this old dude is trying to hunt. He hunts humans, and he wants a Mexican to put up on his wall. But Leguizamo is hilarious. fucking comedy, but this dude's just like going after him the whole movie. But Surviving the Game, I think, is a serious movie about actually hunting people.
Man, yeah, and pretty
And
much like
Ice-T's
Hunger
in that
Games, but
movie.
like times 10. Oh man, it's pretty wild. Well, well, man, like I don't know if I'll be able to watch it. I'm thinking it's like
Yeah,
real.
those are fucked up.
Uh,
When I was younger, I used to watch the Battle Royale movies all the time. I don't know how I was so into those. Bunch of little Japanese kids murdering the fuck out of each other all the time.
oh, that's pretty wild too, man. Yeah, I never watched any of that, but there's there was a lot of desensitization in the past for sure. So, this post from this Croker says this episode that Dr. Phil had recorded re-aired on the OWN network on August 11th. However, he was met with immediate backlash. The episode was scrubbed from his YouTube channel, and the show was canceled from the Dutch TV network. So I guess after that, we stopped seeing him more on air. It's a pretty detailed story.
Well,
I
OWN is Oprah's network, and she's in with John of God,
guys,
who
yeah,
just
it's
got
not. It's
fucking imprisoned for like raping millions of fucking chicks and making them have babies and stealing their babies and shit. So, uh, allegedly, Oprah's definitely a piece of shit. So, there's that.
yeah. Oprah's a big old hinky. Big old turd. So, Daily Loud Kodak Black has been arrested for cocaine possession and more. He looks pretty lit right there. Not gonna lie. So he got out of jail and couldn't keep himself off that.
And you know about this
Off
one?
them
That's
drugs,
Ziva
off them
LeVay
high heavy drugs.
and Taylor Swift on your screen.
Yeah, guys. So yes.
Or
Oh my
Xena.
god. I think that this is real.
They look identical. I've thought
So
this for
guys,
years.
people are wondering. People are wondering if Taylor Swift is the daughter of Xana LeVay, which is the
The
daughter of
clone
Anton
of
LaVey.
Xena LeVay.
Well, you know what? Well, what they do have, if you hear about them, they do rituals where they pass on a spirit over to the next one, where they like have a spirit and they'll do a ritual and boom, it attaches, and then they can pass it on to the next person or whatever the heck they want.
Yeah, but the
Crazy
thing
stuff.
is, Xena is pretty old nowadays. Shit. They don't even have her birth date.
Oh, she's still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's pretty wild, guys. If you look at it's strikingly similar. And people wonder, like, what made Taylor Swift get that love of Hollywood? And you can definitely tell she's into some Satanism. Everyone can see that from Taylor Swift right now.
But
As a matter of
she's
fact,
60.
An exorcist warns against attending Taylor Swift concert. Says artist is probably attracting demons, which uh I have been saying, and a lot of other people have been saying. So religious leaders are saying, "Hey guys, you guys really need to watch out." Father Daniel Rehil, who serves as the exorcist of the Diocese of Nashville, says that Taylor Swift is incorporating elements of witchcraft into her performances, and she's trying to use the energy of fire, black capes, and spherical objects that represents earth elements. Oh shit! So the church is now coming after her, like officially. They're saying, "Fuck this witch! Burn her at the stake." You know, she weighs more than a duck. She's a witch. You ever watched Monty Python?
Nah, it was never my thing.
Oh, dude, Holy Grail, dude, you gotta watch it. They have a little skit right there, and they're like, yeah, she's a witch. Well, how do you know? She weighs more than a duck. What the freak is this? That's not what I was trying to go to. All right. Well, I don't. I've showed these videos quite some time, over and over again. But for everybody who wants to go see, there's check out Santi Dom ZD TikTok, and he's gonna show you what you need to know about the Taylor Swift. The problem with the concert is that Taylor knew she was trying to imitate witches, or in the fact was doing some kind of cult ceremony during the show is sort of irrelevant to the demons. Raheel explained that although Swift is an incredibly talented and influential artist, it would be best for impressionable young girls to steer clear of the concerts. The demons will take deep note of what she's doing and how she's doing it and who she's influencing. So when they imitate these rituals with their orbs and these black capes, that looks like something you'd find in the woods, Bohemian Grove. Even if her intent was to not practice any witchcraft or do any of the incantations, she is probably attracting a lot of demons to her concert. Raheel added that those who attend are putting themselves in a position where they could be attacked by the demonic force. So, not saying that it's going to happen to everybody, but you're definitely putting yourself in a very dangerous situation if you're going to a concert where there's somebody who's practicing the art of witchcraft. I would say don't do it. Skip the concert. You know, Taylor Swift has attempted to make light of sorcery allegations before. She sang the lyrics. I thought the plane was going down. How'd you turn it right around? Right as an airplane flew above the packed venue. Never beaten the sorcery allegations, she said in that time. I don't know about that one. I think she's just trying to mock us. Just days later, another show in Rio de Janeiro was impacted by the death of a 23-year-old woman at her show. Swift said she had a shattered heart in response to the fans passing. Um, Yeah, Taylor Swift is definitely summoning some type of dark entities. I remember posting a video, I believe, on this podcast sometime last year or over the summer about Travis Scott, and there was videos of Travis Scott's concert that you could watch. And literally there was it seemed like there was black spirits coming out of people or going into people or hovering up above people, and it was very wicked, you know. People were wondering if Travis Scott was doing the same type of not the same exact routines, but if he was doing witchcraft as well and like putting people under a spell, putting people in uh this trance, or possessing them, because people were acting very, very weird. And, I wonder if this is also happening over at rock concerts, and people haven't even noticed that, they just go in with a sense of anger, and then they get overtaken. Um, Personally, yeah, I like to go to concerts with good energy. Not no demon shit. No demon stuff. Never that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, 50 Cent says his proceeds from his upcoming Diddy documentary will go towards sexual assault victims. Um, Next, Tucker Carlson has stated the Biden administration is openly threatening Americans over Ukraine. In a classified briefing in the White House yesterday, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin informed members that if they don't appropriate more money for Zelensky, they'll send all of your uncles, cousins, and sons to fight for Russia. And so all of America will have to fight for Russia, or fight to go against Russia in Ukraine. Wow. No, I mean, I guess I'm ready, but I would rather just chill here. What about you? You ready? You ready to go? Ready to go fight?
Yeah, fuck all that.
Hey man, it is what it is, dude. You got to pick up a gun sometime. This ain't Call of Duty. We got this is war in real life, baby.
I'll
Remember,
pick up a gun when somebody comes to my door and I'll protect my family.
don't cook a grenade, bro. Just don't overcook the grenade. You don't need to do that. I mean, I guess, man. I guess that's the one way to clear out a nation if they take out like let's just say 20 million men in a draft. Boom, America's gonna be so much weaker. Brock Lesnar's. Oh, sorry. Next up, Brock Lesnar's daughter Maya breaks school record in shot put for Colorado State. This is a huge thing for sports. I mean, I guess like she's actually gonna become a super beast, like Olympian style athlete, just like her dad. Dude, look at that freaking mug, dude. I wouldn't want to get in a fight with
Yeah,
her, bro. She look like
they
she'll
look
kick my
fucking
ass,
identical
roll me up in a pretzel,
for sure.
bro. Yeah, man. Hey, she's a savage. I'll shout out to Maya, man. I'm not gonna lie.
They look the fucking
Next up,
same.
Daddy Yankee says good. Daddy Yankee says goodbye to reggaeton to devote his life to Jesus Christ. Um, let's go ahead. Let's see. I'm not sure if anybody can hear this, but I'll just play it. It's for me, it's the most important thing in my life, and I want to share it with you because living a successful life is not the same as living a life of uh than living a life with purpose. For a long time, I tried to fill a void in my life that no one can fill. I tried to look for a meaning of my life, and sometimes appeared to be very happy, but something was missing. To seek it complete, and I have to confess that I wanted Sophia. I am looking for someone for a long time. Um, maybe that was why for me it was that. I could realize that everything but I was nothing without him. One travel, the world was years away. The wars, the applause, the hatred. But I realized of something the Bible says. What good is it to a man to gain the whole world if he loses his soul? What are we tonight? And I recognize I am not ashamed to say that Montero, that Jesus lives in me, that I will live for the Bible. In me, that I will live for the Bible. He says, everyone who recognizes him before the earth will stand before the Father. Daddy Yankee Christ, hey, all that is over in Puerto Rico. He's going to start a new story. He's going to use his social networks to reach out to the people the way Jesus gave him an opportunity to. He hopes that we walk a new beginning with him as new man. Yeah, dude, big. That's a big win. A lot of these celebrities are turning towards Christ, and um,
I think everything fucked
the
up
more
going
people that
on in
turn
the
away
world
from the devil,
is leading to
better.
that more and more, and I
So,
welcome it.
Yeah, and it's good. That you know, I think everybody can use a little bit of light in their life. Um, a lot of people use a light that one night over there in Arlington when the house blew up. So there's a lot on this. There's a lot on this. I have not covered this, guys, but so reportedly we watched this house blow up, right? And the house
You know, I
was
heard about this and I didn't see
belonging
any
to a
videos of
man
it.
named James
So
Yu,
this is the
who
first
was
I've seen of
a
it.
let's just say, oh wow, yeah, dude, dude, it's crazy. Yeah, there were like so many cops around. You know, look at that. They're ready to freaking go in, search it with a warrant. A lot of them. And the dude just blew up the house. So he was a paid federal agent. He was on. Let's go ahead and just read this. Let's go step by step. The house is owned by a man named James Yu. James Yu's father, Hai or Ki Hung Yu, an American CIA cutout, wrote to plan to retake North Korea with bioagents. Oh shit! So between him and his dad, they were writing some manifestos, some crazy manifestos. But not just that, he was also forewarning and telling people on Twitter about who were spies and that they should watch out for spying programs. And yeah, somehow my link just doesn't pop up. Oh, here we go. James Hughes' mother, Ann Shin Yu, U.S. State Department, CIA, Voice of American leader, broadcaster of South Korean division of U.S. propaganda, mouthpiece of Voice of America. Uh, James Yu had a long career, and the most notable job was the head of global information and physical security at Global Crossing. What is Global Crossing? It was an espionage central and international spying apparatus that is in operation today. It was created by Gary Winnick, who died just 1 month before all of this happened. Just supposedly, just crazily, right? Members of the board include the Secretary of Defense William Cohen, CEO of J.P. Morgan, Elena Lagomasino, and Assistant Secretary of Defense Richard Pearl. Elena, who was also Gary Winnick's personal banker. Hmm. I think that this is very shady that the house blew up. I don't know which side to point it on, if it was done by him or if it was done by them.
Yeah, whenever it makes national news, I always question it. Like,
Uh,
what's the
and what
alternative
business is
motives?
Global Crossing involved in? What business is Global Crossing involved with? Global Crossing managed intercontinental fiber optic lines. Yeah, fiber optic lines definitely a hot topic right now. Especially in my city, there was this grant that was put in, and there's new fiber optic lines all throughout the city, and like they're gonna have this super fast internet run through the fiber optic lines that the city had a grant to help build. It's very, very interesting that I just see
Yeah,
both of these.
that's a big deal nowadays, and it takes a lot of fucking permits and dealing with different governmental organizations and city and digging through streets and all that shit for different fiber lines run.
So, in 2003, James Wu facilitated the transfer of ownership of a massive global wiretapping operation. Uh, Eric Holder, who 5 years later would go on to become the Attorney General, picked up by Obama, was key to this deal, and he made millions of dollars doing it. Hey guys, please. My dogs, guys.
It's all good.
So these guys are along Bermuda, um, and they have undersea cables connecting the United States with the Caribbean, Panama, and Japan. They will connect the United States with Japan in the Pacific Crossing system. This is privately owned, and it will be built with a self-healing ring configuration that uses WDM technology. Crazy self-healing technology for our freaking electronics now and satellites and fiber optics and all these different things. You know what AI and robots can do, and our technology can do. Very interesting. Um, they they goes on to say President Kim Dae-jung in South Korea, who served as National Committee on Science and Technology before the election, approved a 1.1 billion in funds for nanotechnology research. Once in the Blue House, he campaigned successfully to make his country a world leader in nanotechnology, I'm guessing. And then nanotechnology is probably part of the self healing. Nanotechnology is um is inside of us right now, pretty much for a lot of us. If you've ever taken any type of shot, no matter how old it is.
I don't know about that.
Once in the Blue House, he campaigned to successfully make his country a world leader in the application of IT and broadband communications. Kim Dae-jung's affection for TAIN was manifested many times even after it was launched at the European Parliament in 2001, the fourth summit of ASEM in Copenhagen, Denmark in 2002, and many other occasions. His convictions about cyber infrastructure became only stronger, more specific, and more realistic. As the first leader from Asia who gave a speech to the European Parliament, he described TEIN as the Cyber Silk Road, realizing Eurasia. So, very interesting. This was in 2001 that he tried launching this, and he wanted to build a system all throughout the world that would connect it all. Like it's through. Yeah, very interesting. Um, and this was part of the company that this guy was on, so he knew some very high level stuff. And so there's a lot more to it, but what does this all mean? It means the people responsible for building the cyber infrastructure in Iraq post invasion, the infrastructure whose point was to provide the U.S. intel community with total backdoor access into info, not just Iraq's digital communications, but all of Europe are now being killed off one by one. Oh shit! Now it makes sense. That's what I was thinking when I heard that the head of this died. And this main dude, now he's part of a hit list, or whatever. I was like, huh? They must like have too much information, right? It's pretty wild. Look at this, dude.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
What do you think? Do you think he blew up his house, or they blew up his house?
I don't know, man. That's tough.
Yeah. Next up, we got Skinwalker Ranch, starting to use Omnitech AI. So now they're gonna use one of the government's and one of the world's biggest AI systems to pretty much track and database everything that goes on there. And what's interesting is on this website by Omnitech AI is that I seen something about grid protection, and we know that the electronics over there at Skinwalker Ranch definitely have trouble sometimes. So it's going to be interesting to see what this new adaptation of this company is going to be able to do for Skinwalker Ranch and our understanding of that area, whether it be in I'm not sure, manipulation. But what I did want to notice is that right here, the logo is an owl, and we know the owl is very occultic, uh, very occultic. Just an interesting company. They're managed and predict with the AI. Um, they mess with a lot of world fisheries and global fishing food supply. Hmm, interesting. They deal with energy and grid protection, predictive model for geomagnetic storms. Hmm. Wonder if they have any cause for geomagnetic storms. Who knows? Well, we're not going to get too deep in Omnitech, but it's just something that we're all going to be noticing over the next few seasons of Skinwalker Ranch. A little bit more lighthearted news. Ducati and Bentley collaborate on Diaval limited edition bike. Only 500 of these special motorbikes will be built, inspired by the look of Bentley's Batour, and 50 even more exclusive Bentley Maluna bespoke versions will also be on offer. Yeah, the bike looks pretty sweet right here. You a big bike
Yeah,
dude or what?
looks pretty sick. I have an old chopper that needs to be torn down and put back together, but I'm not. I don't know
Like a
shit
Harley
ton about
chopper?
that. Nah, it's a '79 Yamaha XS650 that was raked out to a pretty cool looking chopper back in the day, but it's been
Vroom on a
weathered and
Yamaha, chromed out 1100.
yeah, it's pretty beat up nowadays. So
Hey man, it's just that's gonna be one of your project bikes, man, and you're gonna go ahead and do that over the next few years. You're gonna thank yourself later and you're gonna be like, all right, driving down in summer, cruising is the life. You know what I
for
mean?
sure. Well, shit,
It
brother.
looks pretty sweet right
I'm gonna
here.
have to. I'm gonna have to get going.
Next up, all right, man. Yeah, we got like a few more articles. Probably just run through real quick. But if you want to head out, yeah,
Yeah, just run through them real quick.
whatever you want to do.
Go ahead.
The European Union reaches a provisional agreement on AI Act, paving way for landmark law. So pretty much they're gonna start governing AI systems, crypto systems, and things like maybe not. Well, those already a crypto law made in place, but AI. So things like Chat GPT, Open AI, and all these other ones. Microsoft's version, Google's version. And so the European Union is then going to make the framework. Well, it already did for the rest of the world. Um, so so the press release didn't go into detail on how this would work, but it did note a framework for fines. They base vary on violation, and size of the company can range from 35 million or 7% of the global revenue to 7.5 million or 1.5% of the global revenue. There are a number of applications where the use of AI is banned, like scraping facial images from CCTV footage, categorizations based on sensitive characteristics like race, sexualization, orientation, religion, or political beliefs, emotional recognition at work or school, or the creation of social scoring systems. The last two banned bullet points are AI systems that manipulate human behavior to circumvent their free will or exploit the vulnerabilities of people. The rules also include a list of safeguards and exemptions for law enforcement's use of biometric systems, either in real time or to search for evidence and recordings. Yeesh. Well. Finally, we see some laws for these AI freaks. They want to take the world over. Next up, El Salvador could rake in 1 billion Bitcoin investment per year with new freedom visa. So the country's treasury uh, is now offering a freedom visa. on Thursday, doling out residency to a maximum of 1,000 people per year who invest at least 1 million worth of Bitcoin or Tether stablecoins. Eligible participants receive a long-term residency permit and have path to full citizenship. An application costs a non-refundable $999 in Bitcoin or USDT, and the process has gone live as of Friday. Jeez, man. You hear that? You can buy your way into to El Salvador.
Yeah, I read that article
Similar,
yesterday, but it seems like a lot more countries in the Caribbean and those areas are only 100,000 to do the same thing. So I don't know why El Salvador thinks that they're worth 10 times the amount, but I don't know. I'm sure it's
yeah,
only 1,000 people, so I'm sure they'll probably get 1,000 people to do it.
yeah. They'll probably give them like the rich land too, if anything. Probably some very nice estates or very nice mountain lands or something. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. If I was rich. So, like maybe like this guy, former Jaguars employee accused of stealing over 22 million. Yeah, man, it's pretty wild. So his name is Patel. That's his last name, and he did things like he rented cars. He bought jewelry, fancy clothes. He just lived a very fancy life, and he charged it. Oh my gosh, I had to close my door. Uh, and he charged it all to the company's credit card, and it's pretty wild. I'll be real. How do you get away with all of that? What people just don't notice? Like, hey, what yeah, a couple million here, a couple million there. Oh yeah, ain't no problem there. No problem at all. He even bought memberships to like very fancy country clubs and would play golf and just he would live a life of luxury. He was like he was the company's mascot, so he was yeah, or he was part of the Jaguars. Not sure exactly what he did, but I have seen him on the sidelines actually. People point him out all the time, like, "Hey, look at it's a Jags guy." And if you watch some of the NFL games and watch Jags, he's the dude who's painted all in yellow and has a big old, I think Jaguar head on. Yeah,
I have
yeah.
Trevor Lawrence,
Turns out he
Christian
was
Kirk,
robbing his team.
and Evan Ingram on my fantasy squads right now. And Lawrence and Kirk both went down last weekend.
Oh yeah, man, dude, that was pretty wild. Some of these injuries, dude, I wonder people are saying they're conspiracies. Like it doesn't really look like he got injured because Trevor Lawrence, he put freaking pressure. He put his knee up. The one that's supposedly hurt, he put it up. Uh,
I don't know though.
and then like
You
put
could
pressure
actually
on it.
see him getting stepped on. Christian Kirk is the one that I was weird about because he he caught the ball and then just laid down on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't see that Christian Kirk one. I did see the foot stepping or the foot twist. I've had rolled ankles before, dude. If anything,
I've had
he
tons
probably
of
could have
rolled
had a.
ankle.
I've had a cleat in the ankle, and sometimes a cleat in the ankle were worse than the rolled ankle, bro. And so it could have just been that. I don't think. Just like that Aaron Rodgers stuff. Who knows if he really busted his Achilles?
Well, you could kind of see it in the video. His whole ankle fucking popped.
Eh, but does it really?
I mean, I've never
I
had
don't
my
know.
Achilles fucked up, but something looks wrong in that
Dude,
video.
it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. Uh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know, doctor. So
Yeah, me either. What we're gonna go on. The Jacksonville Jaguars charged Amit Patel with wire fraud and illegal monetary transaction, alleging that Patel, who held various titles during his tenure with the Jaguars, including the most recent manager, financial planning, and analysis advisor, used his position as a sole overseer of the franchise's virtual credit card program. Oh my God. And founded lavish personal purchases to cover up his theft, and covered up his theft. It's pretty crazy. Well. He's like, hey, there's a virtual credit card, and I'm making all decisions here. I'm gonna make the decision that I'm the one in charge of the virtual credit card. Bought Chipotle every day. I buy Chipotle every day. You like Chipotle or what, dude?
Yeah, I'm down with Chipotle. See the video I sent you? Or article, I mean.
Fuck yeah, Chipotle's bomb. From the New York Post, moving on.
About that
Elon
chick
Musk.
that threw the
Oh no, I'll
Chipotle,
check it out. Elon Musk
the hot
has a
food.
trans kid named Xavier Musk who wants to change Vivian. Oh my God. Yeah, Elon Musk kid actually hates Elon Musk so much, he states that he wants to freaking change his name, change everything about him. He doesn't want anything to do with him. Yeah, yeah, pretty wild, man. These guys really are abused to the max. Not that they're being put under this occultic practices. They're being put under, we've seen what Elon Musk was wearing, like straight up devil outfit for Halloween, and they don't hide it. They're all twisted, and they're all, oh my gosh. So his kid's 18, and he's changing genders, changing names, and everything. And I guess they have a twin named Griffin. Elon Musk and his family have a lot of kids
Yeah, they have a shit ton of kids. I think his dad just had another kid.
with his ex, with Elon's ex.
No, his dad.
Man, that's pretty sick, dude. Like no, but you heard that right? Elon's dad had a kid with Elon's
Father, his second
ex-wife.
child with
So he
his
had a kid
former
with his granddaughter,
stepdaughter.
or with his stepdaughter, whatever the heck.
Yeah. Elon Musk's new biography sheds light on how he found out that his estranged
Yeah,
father,
bro.
Errol Musk, had fathered a second child with his former stepdaughter, Jana Bezedwinow. His dad's
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, dude.
he was 76, and he just had another kid with his stepdaughter. Ugh.
I think they had 2 kids, but either whatever the case may be, that's sick. Like, I don't know, man. I think at some point, like, is it just like their family that's off, or is this like what the royals do, the elites do, their
That's
bloodlines
what
do?
these
They're
fucks
all
have
into
always
that,
done.
family bonds. Yeah. Oh, look at so the 18-year-old daughter, Elon Musk's daughter, has filed to legally change the name. To go become a girl. So, and he's not a guy anymore. He's becoming a girl. Oh my gosh.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man, I gotta get
Yeah,
going.
they're twisted. All
Appreciate
right,
you having me
brother.
back.
Yeah, you have a good night, man. I got a couple more articles up.
All right, brother.
Hey, let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, Unity
I
of the
appreciate it, man.
Unknowns podcast. You can find us on anywhere you listen to podcasts. Our bonus content's on Rockfin. I'm most active on Twitter at Perm Nation, but my handle's Big Perm. And that's about it, man. Good to see you again.
Yeah, man. Hey, you're welcome every Friday. So every Friday, guys, you guys can go ahead and kick it with us for some news and um yeah, man. Hey, appreciate you.
Sounds good. Have a good night, brother.
You have a good night. Be high, be
Later.
blessed. All right, guys. I'm gonna finish this up. Mexico detains 2 Iranians being monitored by the FBI. It doesn't really say exactly what they're being monitored by. It just said that the total of 5 Iranians were detained along with a Haitian driver who was their guide on a highway between the Baja California border of Tijuana and Tecate on Wednesday. Um, yeah, pretty interesting. And all it said was that they were under the investigation of the FBI, and um, yeah, pretty wild. Let's go. Next up, from the Daily Mail, Putin uses body double and has clean zone where staff has to quarantine before getting close to him. This is from a Russian investigation. So Russia is actually leaking it out to the world, like, hey, yeah, he does use a body double. Everyone knew it. Everybody could tell. He would even say, and so government officials actually had now stated and confirmed that yes, um, hey, he has been using a body double. But in order to actually really get to him, you got to go through all sorts of cleanse tests. Pretty smart by him. Next up, Investopedia, Vertex and CRISPR Therapeutics get FDA approval for first CRISPR gene editing therapy in US. So what that means, guys, is that for the first time in America, your genes can be legally modified, and we're gonna start seeing everything like people just get body modifications or DNA modifications and like change their structure or change their anatomy or change their brain patterns or people are going to be able to alter who they are on a molecular genetic level way quicker through like an AI computer, a computer. Not good. Not good. Um, they say it can treat a whole bunch of sorts of diseases, but at the same time, this can definitely can create people and things and that don't react good. Hmm. Well, next up, Paris is getting a new massive metro system. And it's not just Paris; it is places like Tokyo, Moscow, Washington D.C. that are all upgrading their metro stations. So they say that this is going to be one of the largest. That there's going to be trains connecting all the suburbs and all the buildings, and so we're going to be expecting huge train networks around the world being built over the next 10 years, five to 10 years, 15 years, I bet. Well, guys, that's it for the news today. I hope all of you guys enjoyed that. I love you guys. You guys have a wonderful Friday night. Remember, stay high, stay blessed, and enjoy yourselves. See you guys next time on the 509 Divine Pints podcast. Remember, guys, like, subscribe, share, donate to my Cash App or to my GoFundMe. I am trying to get a eye surgery, so any funds can help. This is a value show. I give you my time, and you want to give me some coins. I love. Hey, say a prayer for the world. Say a prayer for your family and your friends. I love you guys. See you guys next time. Peace.
Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught up in the loop. Got up out it cause I found the truth. Woke up to a beauty of the day, yeah, the sun is shining, so I'm finna stay sitting, soaking up all of the rays, till I feel it surging through my brain like some booger sugar. Did a lot of cane, experimented with it, couldn't name all the times I did it, feeling like a fade. Yeah, I'm really glad that I let it go, cause I gotta be prepped for the time when the plane ride is a new norm. So I know I'm gonna stay high, blaze on the ganja, feeling like I make my music go to another level while I take off. I can't ever stop this, fell in love with it, fit like a glove, so I'm never ever done with it. So now I'm about to rip another beat, ayy. One day I'll make a million in a week, yeah, shooting for the top spot. Feel like I'm a hot shot, like I really got a chance with it. I will not flop, somebody gonna make a dance when I pop off. Gonna have all the bitches taking all the tops off. I've been feeling like I'm really gonna kill it for the rest of my life, so I've been staying focused. In my soul, I've been feeling like $1 million, so I know that everything is really getting closer. Yeah, no posers, only been hanging with the ones I've chosen. Only all the people that are living in the right way, cause they spending every day growing. Yeah, no whole shit coming in my life and then leaving in a moment. That's the shit I'll never let into my life again, cause lately I've been feeling like I'm golden. Never showboat, I just showcase on my music that I made this far. Always knew that I could be the one that would get this far. Now I'm right here looking in my mirror, trying to figure out if there's any more fear, cause I'm getting rid of it all, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting rid of it all. Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the